Hello, everyone. Today is the spring equinox. Happy astrological new year. I feel guided to do a pick a card reading. So first I'm going to prepare the piles. If you'd like to skip the preparation, that's okay. Timestamps will be in the description box below. But first things first, I'm going to use tarot and oracles to create 3 different piles for you, and you can choose the one that you are intuitively drawn to. Okay. All right, so I'm splitting the deck into 3 pieces. And I'll be using that piece of the deck for your reading. For pile number 1, I'm also going to be using the Enigma Oracle, which I love so much. 1 card from the Enigma deck. This one. As well as 1 card from the Folia Arcana. For pile number 2, I'm going to be using the Hecatean Oracle. The Oracle of Hecate, the goddess Hecate. And I will be reading from the book for each of these oracles when the time comes. Okay, Hecatean Oracle. For pile number 2, I will also be using the Citadel deck. 1 card from the Citadel deck. And now for pile number 3, I'm going to use the Systems Oracle. Daniel Martin Diaz, one of my favorite artists, one of my favorite tarot artists. He makes so many great tarot and oracle decks. Just love him so much. And also 1 card from the Liminal Spaces Oracle deck. Another one of my favorites. Okay. So, there we go. Right there. So, these are the piles to choose from. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Whichever one you feel drawn to, the timestamps will be in the description box below. These are your messages for the solstice, the astrological new year, and I'm gonna say until the next solstice. No, the equinox. Sorry, did I say solstice? I meant equinox. The spring equinox, right? The summer solstice, winter solstice, and autumn equinox. Yeah, there we go. So this is the spring equinox, and let's say it's for the next 6 months to the autumn equinox. So between now and the next 6 months, we'll say this is the timeline for the reading today. All right, so go ahead and choose your pile, and I'm going to begin the readings now. I'm going to stick this off to the side to make a little space for pile number 1. Pile number 1, if you chose this pile, this is your reading. The first oracle is, gossip. Word spreads fast. This card talks about people who can't seem to keep your name out of their mouths. People who are thinking about you, talking about you. This is not necessarily a bad thing, although gossip does have some negative connotation. It can also be that you are very popular right now. Word is spreading fast about something that's going on. Everybody's talking. we will read from the book what that has to say. And we also have telepathy. Oh, interesting. So there's a lot about communication, sharing ideas. Telepathy can talk about even nonverbal conversation, right? Like nonverbal communication, like a psychic connection that you might have with someone, a relationship that you might also have. The number 4 and the number 33 could be important for you. In fact, I want to read from the Angel Numbers book. This I did not plan to do, but I feel guided to read number 433 for you right now from the Angel Numbers book. So we'll just do it. We do what we feel called to do. 433. Here we go. Angels oversee, and they say, ask for help. You may have been feeling lost in what direction to go in life. Your angels acknowledge this and ask you to put your faith in them. Write down the choices you've been putting off, then ask your angels for divine guidance in how to proceed. Your angels see what's going on. They see it, and you can ask for help if you're feeling lost for what direction to go in. Choices and decisions that maybe you've been putting off, maybe hesitating, maybe procrastinating, you can ask for divine guidance and you will receive that divine guidance. You'll see signs and synchronicities. You will see things opening up for you. Now, 334 is the reverse, and I want to read that too. Courageously ask for what you want. Be brave. It's brave to want something. You're being called to spend energy asking for what you want. Create a vision board today using images and words to detail the future that you are looking forward to. Okay, ask for help, ask for direction, and ask for what you want. Be specific. So, those messages came through for you, pile number 1. Now let's get into your tarot. We'll see how it might relate. And toward the end of your tarot reading, we will read from the book, each of the books for your oracles. We'll get your oracle messages. All right. The 5 of Cups. Okay, so there's some disappointment here. Feeling upset about something that did not turn out the way that you expected. And now you may be asking, oh great, what's next? What do I do now? Yeah, a Tower at the bottom. Okay, but we do have an Ace of Wands here. There is a new beginning and a new hope coming in. Not all is lost. You may be healing or grieving. Something may have fallen apart. You may have been hearing through the grapevine about something, or you may have had a telepathic communication about something as well. Maybe it was unspoken, but there was the body language. There was the vibe, the energy. The 2 of Pentacles indicates that things are changing for the better, actually. Things are about to change. It's almost over with the 9 of Wands coming through next. You're injured. You're feeling like the wounded warrior. You're trying to hold it together. You're trying to balance your priorities. There's a lot of ups and downs. There are good days and bad days. Ooh, the Devil came right out. Okay, and at the bottom we have the Wheel of Fortune, and on the split we have the 10 of Wands. So this is a difficult energy that you are dealing with right now, of a burden, of feeling stuck, of feeling tied to something unhealthy for you. There's like an unhealthy attachment that's taking a lot of your attention. There is someone in your energy that may be kind of controlling. There is also something that may be exerting too much control over you, where you feel oppressed by this. This is burdensome on you. The good news is the Wheel of Fortune coming in with the 2 of Pentacles here and the 10 of Wands in this. You can see that things are about to change for the better for you. You may be struggling with something and you need to ask for help. You need to ask for guidance and direction, and you will be receiving it. There's an unexpected breakthrough on the horizon for you, where you're going to be putting down this burden that you've been carrying. Pile number 1, in the next 6 months, I see you being liberated from a very oppressive environment that's been exerting too much control over you in a very unhealthy way. This could be a relationship with someone who is just, we'll say, toxic, right? And that could mean a lot of different things. But it's poisonous, it's corrosive, it's demanding too much of you and not giving enough back. It is an unhealthy relationship. The dynamic is perhaps one-sided, or someone's controlling, and it's not cute. It's possessive and it's not cute, right? We're not talking about the protective kind. We're talking about the oppression, the burden, the heavy weight that's put on you, and it hurts your feelings, and you've been struggling with it. The disappointment, the depression. There could also be other factors involved here. Feeling unhealthy, feeling addiction, struggling with addiction, some kind of unhealthy fixation or obsession with something that is not serving you at all. It's not good for you. This is going to end once and for all. With the 10 of Wands, I see you putting down that burden. It's almost over with the 9 of Wands. You've been injured, but everything's about to change. You've been struggling, but this is about to change. Luck is coming. Luck is on your side. The Wheel of Fortune here, with the 2 of Pentacles, this is Jupiter. This is Jupiter in Capricorn. We have Capricorn here. We have Saturn in Sagittarius, the moon in Sagittarius, as well as, I believe this is Mars in Scorpio. Am I correct in saying Mars in Scorpio with the 5 of Cups? I think so. It's giving Mars in Scorpio to me right now. We did see that tower as well. Something falling apart. A bit of a disaster coming through. Yeah, but look, you're going to be getting some really good news very soon with the Knight of Swords and the 6 of Pentacles. This is information that you need. This is the freedom that you need. This is like finding your voice again and speaking up for yourself. This is pushing back. This is a breakthrough. Maybe asserting your boundaries as well. Page of Swords, the 2 of Wands. Okay, so opening up to something new. A new idea, a new beginning. Being curious about what's out there. Looking for something. Something that you are looking for. You are very actively looking for this. Someone at a distance is also watching you. Okay, but you are looking for a new opportunity, a new idea that's going to help you to get out of this tunnel vision, bad situation that you've been struggling. I see the end of suffering, the end of a struggle, and a new beginning, maybe a new home or a new job. With the 4 of Wands, I see you celebrating. With the 5 of Pentacles, that's the struggle. But look, the 6 of Pentacles is here. So it's feeling like, to me, you're going to find what you're looking for, to liberate yourself, to free yourself, to celebrate a new beginning, reaching a certain milestone in your life where you are feeling so much better about where this is going. Yeah, you've been strong. You've been resilient. There's someone who wants to share something with you. Okay. Okay, that's it. That's what I'm seeing. There's information that's coming in. There's communication that's coming in that's going to help you change things, right? It could even be like an email or a text message, hearing from someone. This gets things moving. Let's read from the books for your oracles and see what kind of context we can put this all in, because we have gossip and we have telepathy. Word spreads fast. And then we had the Knight of Swords coming through, right? And the Page of Swords. Oh, the Page of Swords can be a gossip. We do have the conversation back and forth between the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords. I feel like someone here is also getting like a new house or a new job, finding work that fulfills you, finding a way to make some money that you can be a lot more comfortable. There's something that's becoming a lot more stable. Something is stabilizing, whether it's your finances or even your emotions. So I feel like someone's been struggling with heavy, dark emotions, up and down, good days and bad, but like sort of weighed down and heavy. Like the bad days seem to be building up faster than the good days. It's like, when is my good day going to come? When is my luck going to come in? When is my fortune going to come in? When is this situation going to change? When am I going to find that job that I need? When am I going to find that house that I need? That living situation, the money, when am I going to hear from that person? When am I going to finally hear back from somebody? You know, and I just see in this reading today, this is the energy that I'm seeing. 9 days, 10 days. 9 hours, 10 hours. Sometime within the next like 5 weeks, 2 months. This is the time frame, but I was thinking between equinox to equinox, like 6 months. I was feeling like this is like a 6 months energy reading. So in the next 6 months, maybe sooner, there's going to be a major turning point in this situation, and it's going to start to get better. It's going to start to improve. You're going to see real improvements in your life where you're not going to have to struggle with this anymore. You're going to grow from this. You're going to turn it around, because not all is lost. You've been grieving, you've been hurt, but there's still some good on the way. There's still so much to look forward to. I see you healing and feeling so much better. You may have scars from your experience, but the scars prove that you survived and that you healed and that you're strong, you're resilient, and you're able to keep going and make some positive changes. There are some very positive changes coming into this situation, and that's the most important thing. Because you may be struggling right now wondering, when is this going to happen? But I see it happening in these cards sooner than you might think. You're going to get control over this. You can do it. You can do it. You're going to master your own emotions. You're getting mastery over a situation. You're getting a control over the situation. You're going to free yourself from this, and you're going to change your life. This is going to change your life. Also, some kind of information or opportunity is also going to be shared with you. Someone's going to share with you something. I feel like someone is gossiping, and that's why I'm supposed to be reading from the book. I feel like this could be to do with gossip as well. Someone's going to tell you something and you didn't really want to know, or like you didn't really want to see it, but now the blindfold is off and it's disappointing, but it helps you make positive changes in your life as well. Like someone's going to let you know. Someone's going to tell you something here. And it comes like gossip. It comes in the form of gossip. Like, oh, did you hear about this and that? Oh, I heard he did this and she did that. And it's like, damn. But now you know. Right? Like now you can see a situation clearly for what it is, and you can take control. You can take charge. You have the power to change your life. The devil is going to test you and is probably even going to laugh at you, because that's how he is. Laughing at the weakness. It's a predatory instinct from the devil. But the devil is sent to you to show you how strong you are. This is the enemy that you fight, that you overcome. And I see you doing that with the Wheel of Fortune. So not all is lost. You still have luck on your side in many ways, and you're going to be growing and changing from this. This might change you, but it's also going to change your direction in your life. So anyway, negative situation in the next 6 months is going to turn around, and you're going to get into a much more positive place in your life. But let's read your oracles. Number 4. We have gossip, rumors, the truth, reputation, talk, discussion, and popularity. Gossip can swiftly distort the truth, tarnish your reputation, and erode the trust between people. Cultivating a culture of integrity and empathy can help. Encourage focusing on constructive dialogue and emphasize the importance of respecting others' privacy. Responding with discretion and kindness allows for a healthier and more supportive environment. Depending on the context of a reading, this card might also mean fast success and gaining popularity. Ooh, because word spreads fast. Gaining popularity. Something comes in quickly. When it changes, it's going to change fast. So there's this talk back and forth, right? We saw the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords, like kind of going back and forth. I think maybe you might also be caught up in some gossip here, maybe at work or something. A very gossipy, backbiting, backstabby kind of situation. And it's like, you want to guard yourself against that. You don't want to have to be carrying this around. This is not healthy for you. Maybe you start to realize the truth. Someone's reputation is not very good, and it's like distorting the truth. It's not entirely true, whatever is being said about you or to you, about others. Remember, if someone's going to talk to you about other people, they're talking to other people about you too. So I don't know, it seems like this is not something that would be good for you to indulge in. People have this ancient habit, it probably goes back to the dawn of time, where they bond and form relationships over mutually disliking other people. Right? So this is common, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's good. And it doesn't necessarily mean you can actually trust this person to be loyal to you. This feels in the context of this reading, with the disappointment and the struggle and the pain and the, this does not feel healthy to me at all. You're not building good relationships based on trust if you're just like gossiping about people. I mean, maybe if you guys both agree and this person that's like the target kind of deserves it or earned it. I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure what your situation is. All I'm saying is this is the energy. It does not feel good today. So it's like, it's eroding the trust between people. You're not sure if you can trust somebody now that you've heard something about them, or now that they've said something to you in a certain kind of way. Yeah, this is not a good relationship, and this situation has to change. You want to cultivate integrity and empathy. You want to focus on constructive dialogue and emphasize respect and privacy as well. Responding with discretion and kindness. It brings in a much more healthier and supportive environment. So I think you're going into something that's a lot healthier and more supportive, that's more based on integrity and trust, because this is changing for the better. The situation is changing for the better. So I guess, like, if someone tries to rope you in and drag you into gossiping about other people, you could find a way, and I know that there are like very professional ways of doing this. You could find a way to like shut it down as best you can from a place of respecting privacy, empathy, and compassion. Like, I don't know what your situation is, so I don't want to give advice without knowing the details, but that does feel like it's coming through, right? The advice is basically like, don't participate too much in the gossip. It's not healthy for you right now. Also, we have telepathy, which is interesting because telepathy, this card also talks about communication. It's another form of communication. So there's a lot in this reading today that talks about communication, the exchange of words, the exchange of ideas, maybe even a bit of confrontational, maybe a bit of rebellious, but I have this idea coming in, like this impression that it's better to be open-minded and curious, open to receiving information, looking for more information about what's out there. Better to do that and be curious and open-minded in this conversation today than it is to be judgmental or jumping to conclusions. You don't want to jump to conclusions. You don't want to be too pessimistic, because that might not actually be realistic. Some people think that pessimism is more realistic than optimism. Not necessarily always the case, especially if you don't know. If you don't know, then you have just as much reason to be optimistic as you do to be pessimistic. So maybe being a little bit more neutral, not jumping to conclusions, keeping an open mind and getting a little bit more information, using your discretion, right, before you make up your mind about something or somebody that you might not have all the details. You might not have all the information. You might have a misunderstanding, and that could be cleared up. Ace of Pentacles, the Star. Yeah, because you have, Ace of Pentacles, the Star. You have a new job or new money coming in. There's a path where you are becoming more popular and making more money as well. So it's like, focus on the positive. Focus on your future. Focus on your intention to be prosperous, to be healthy. Because you have an Ace of Pentacles, the star coming in underneath the Wheel of Fortune. This is how things are going to change. Fast success. A rising star. A new opportunity to make some money. And you don't want to squander that by focusing on the negative or participating in things that are just not healthy for you, whether it's this gossipy conversation, some kind of weird back and forth that's not necessary, or indulging in some kind of negative behavior that is keeping you stuck in a cycle of struggle. Okay. Yeah, there's something to look forward to. There's hope on the horizon. There's a new opportunity into the future. You could find it online. You could be making more money, bringing in more stability, more security into your life. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles, I see that. It's like, stay focused on what's really important. Focus on your plan. Stick to the plan. Slow, steady, keep showing up, disciplined, consistent, not getting thrown off track. Pushing through, being resilient. And I'm going to read from the book, number 33. Okay. This is about connection, resonance, and knowing. Two faces emerge from the shadow, mirrored, silent, and still. Between them, a current arcs like lightning, slowed to a thread, pulsing with unspoken recognition. No words pass, yet everything is understood. This is connection beyond language, and it's a communion of essence. You are not alone in your perception. Someone else feels it too. Okay, so you're not alone in what you're going through here. Someone else feels it too. And honestly, the two faces, it's like someone's two-faced. But you're not the only one who knows this about this person. You're not the only one who can see that this person is two-faced, right? So there's someone here that is in solidarity with you, even if it's right now unspoken. It's very understood. Telepathy signifies deep resonance with another being. It may be emotional, intellectual, or spiritual, but it is unmistakable. This card often appears when an unspoken agreement has formed or when communication flows in ways beyond rational. Pay attention to synchronicities, shared dreams, or unexplainable knowing. Some truths do not need to be said out loud to be real. At its heart, this card speaks to the mystery of alignment. True understanding occurs not through explanation, but through presence. When two minds meet without resistance, transmission happens effortlessly. Are you open to receiving? Are you willing to be seen without armor? Telepathy is not magic, it's recognition. So there may have been some miscommunication, projection. Oh, projection, yes, with the devil here for sure. Or some emotional static may be distorting the clarity, like the Five of Cups. This is distorting some things. It's a distorted truth, like we saw in the gossip card. The truth is kind of distorted here right now. This will change for the better. There will be a better understanding. Step back. Not all silence is the truth. Listen again without assumption. Exactly. Take a step back. Listen again without making assumptions. So we have some advice coming through, right? What did it say? It's like not jumping to conclusions, but being open. Okay, yeah, we were seeing that. Open to receiving what someone has to say. Open to the truth. Open up to hearing someone out even. Are you willing to be seen without armor, it says. Are you open to receiving? When two minds meet without resistance, transmission happens effortlessly. There may be some projection going on here, where you are projecting onto others, or others are projecting onto you. Someone's very guarded, someone's standoffish, someone's very hesitant, not open. There may be good reason for that, but it is coming through here. Someone could have made a false assumption about you or them, something like this. There was some kind of miscommunication that's going to get cleared up. I feel like whatever this is, it's going to get better. There's healing. There is a new beginning even. Things are going to get better. This is going to be solved Let's see what this second deck has to say, just to clarify. And final message for pile number 1. 2 of Swords. Interesting. Another sort of closed off introspection. And then the Empress. Oh, look. Page of Swords, the Ace of Wands again. Then we had, look at that, the 2 of Pentacles again, the Star, the Devil again. This is going to change. This whole thing is going to change. Look out for more information. You might be changing your mind about something. You're going to make a decision that works for you, for your own peace of mind. You're going to, this is what I see here. 2 of Swords, the Empress. This is about ignoring outside influences to come to your own conclusions for your own peace of mind. I also see you making the right choice for yourself. 2, 2, 2. All the 2s coming through. Wait, almost. No, not 2 of Cups. I don't see that. But we do have the new beginning there. Closing out a cycle here. Seeing the truth for what it is. Making a decision. One more. There's the Page of Cups. Yeah, the 7 of Swords, the 5 of Cups. There's a lack of trust here. Closed off to love. Lack of trust. Frustrated. Feeling abandoned. Someone feels abandoned. Page of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Something new. 6 of Wands. Unexpected changes are very positive for you. Okay, so I gotta leave it there. Someone's being very standoffish. Very emotionally unavailable. And it hurts. Avoiding emotions, avoiding an offer, saying no to love, saying no to nurturing, saying no to creating something beautiful. It's too bad. That's too bad. Yeah, left out, feeling left out, having to let it go, making a decision to let it go and grow from this, to take good care of yourself. Someone's really suffering, struggling, stuck in something and needing to make a decision for your own peace of mind about what you do next. Take a step back without making assumptions about something, evidently, and you're going to find the right answer. Something's coming to you. Yeah, someone's going to feel like they... Look at that. There's an offer. There's an offer coming in to create something beautiful that's so much healthier. There could be a new love or a new relationship, a new beginning in your life that's going to come in. And you might not be looking for it, or you might not be entirely ready for it. You might miss out on an opportunity. If you're projecting some kind of pessimism or negative expectations, frustration, trust issues, projecting it onto someone, it's like the universe is trying to bring positive changes, growth, development, nurturing, loving energy into your life, a better understanding with someone into your life. And I think it's hard to open up and it's hard to trust. But I do see that you have something new coming in. This is going to change over the next 6 months. And I think that you're going to feel like you've reached the finish line on a very difficult cycle. And you're not going to have to struggle anymore. You can put that burden down. Okay? I'm going to leave it there, pile number 1. That's what I've got for you today. Very interesting for the next 6 months. I hope this was helpful and of service to you. If you made it to the end of pile number 1, leave a little key emoji, a little key in the comments, just like in number 33, the telepathy. I feel like, I see 33:59 on the clock I just saw. So leave a key emoji in the comment section below to let me and everyone else know that you were here and you claim this message and this belongs to you. It resonates with you. And you're looking forward to the next 6 months of positive growth and development in a otherwise somewhat difficult, I would say, situation. All right. So now let's move on to pile number 2. Pile number 2. If you chose pile number 2, this is your reading, and these are your messages. From the Citadel deck, we have the Mascarari. Yeah. Mascarari is all about hiding your true self and projecting onto others. Wearing a mask. Someone's wearing a mask, hiding their true feelings, their true opinions, their identity. Okay. And from the Hecatean Oracle, we have the path, this journey opening up for you. This journey. It looks almost like the 8 of Cups, doesn't it? It looks just like the 8 of Cups. So we have a path, we have a journey, and we have the Mascarari, which I'm mispronouncing. Mascarari. Yeah, Mascarari, hiding your true self and projection. Towards the end of the reading, we will look at the books. We'll be reading from both of the guidebooks that come with these oracle decks, but first we're going to get your tarot. We're going to look at your tarot and see what comes through for you today. Pile number 2. Messages for pile number 2. Oh my God. The 8 of Cups. Okay, so there's a journey. The 8 of Cups came out first. Very, very heavily 8 of Cups energy coming out in pile number 2, where you are being called to leave something behind. Something that may or may not have been successful, or at some point in your life, it may have represented what success meant to you at that time. Okay. But deep down, it was emotionally and spiritually unfulfilling and unsatisfying. Like you got what you want, but it wasn't what you needed. Interesting. Yeah. So there's a calling here. You're being called on this path, on this journey. Okay, let's go a little deeper. Maybe this is you finding your true self, or it reveals something to you. This journey that you're on is going to reveal something to you. The Emperor. This is powerful. This is like you taking responsibility, taking personal responsibility for your life. This is also you initiating something, taking the lead, being a pioneer, creating your own path, making your own path forward. Queen of Swords. Wow. Okay. Taking off the mask or creating a new mask. All right. This is about power and boundaries. This is a serious decision. There's a very influential authority figure here. Could be to do with government officials as well. We have an Aries coming through strongly, or even someone in their masculine energy. This could be to do with work or the legal system, paying attention to the details in some kind of legal matter to do with the law, the court. I was feeling justice and then I saw that. Okay. Being in a position of authority, taking the lead, taking responsibility, making some serious decisions, putting your feelings to the side even. Oh, okay, but all right. We have the 3 of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. This is like a convergence. 2 people coming together. There's a celebration. Moving forward, celebrating. Oh, this looks good. Yeah, there's the Justice again. Right there. Okay. We have a new offer of love coming into your life as well in the next 6 months. This reading is going to be for the next 6 months. From the spring equinox to the autumn equinox. That's the time frame that I'm seeing here. I'm picking up on the energy of someone who is sort of unreliable. Yeah, realizing this about this person. and sort of closed off to this. All right. Could be an earth sign. Doesn't have to be. I see financial stability coming after some kind of judgment in a court case. But I see someone is trying to avoid this in the next 6 months. Someone's trying to avoid this. They're going to try to get out of it, trying to get out of jail, trying to get out of... Yeah, I see that. Okay. Interesting. And what's this? Okay. An offer to settle. I feel like you get what you want, you get what you need. I feel like there's more. There's more to this. You're celebrating some kind of... What is it? I need to clarify with a second deck. Following your intuition, making some kind of powerful decision, truthful and honest, sharing your feelings as well. There's two messages here. One is like putting your feelings aside. The other is being honest about how you really feel. Maybe someone's hiding how they really feel behind a mask of like feeling like projecting this idea of being unbothered or being in control, having self-control, controlling their emotions and not showing how they really feel. Okay, let's just get 2 cards from a second deck just to give us a little bit more. We have the Temperance, okay, and the 4 of Wands. It's only a matter of time before you are celebrating some kind of new beginning. There's an ending here that may have been really difficult. This may be what you're walking away from. Completing a cycle and stepping into something new that looks like a celebration. I see a celebration here. So there's a process. You're going through a process. You're on this journey. You're figuring it out. And we see a celebration. Celebration and self-expression. Sharing with someone how you really feel. Are you opening up and you're not being cold anymore? Someone's like, I'm in control. Yeah, someone's like really closed off, needing to just be in control. You could be taking control over your life, right? Asserting your power, asserting your authority, being in a very like stern, serious mood. Taking it very seriously, taking your responsibilities very seriously. Acting like you don't care. It's just business. I don't care. It's my way or the highway, or it's like laying down the law. You may also be appealing to authority. Like there's a judge, there's an authority figure involved that's making a judgment call to do with the law in a situation that's been frustrating. There's been a lack of trust with someone here. Someone's been trying to control the situation and hang on or hold on to something. Avoiding justice. Someone's trying to avoid justice, but they can't. Okay. And then there's this new beginning, this new love that comes into your life. We see that. So are you meeting someone new and they turn into like a very influential person? You're on your path, you're on your journey, and you meet someone new. There's like this meeting of the minds here. And you can open up with them. You can be more open with them. And it leads to something stable, long-term, and leads to a commitment. Okay, we see the journey, right? The knights both being here indicate forward movement. It feels like 2 timelines are converging. Their path and your path or you're crossing paths, like you're in alignment with this person. All right, I'm going to read from the books and sort of let's see what the oracles have to say to give it a little bit more context, because it feels like there's something here that is just not clicking yet. Maybe it makes sense for you. Someone has been avoiding justice, closed off, trying to get out of a contract here. We see that. A final decision will be made within the next 6 months when it comes to property, money, stability. There's a need for more information, discovering more information. Someone is lying or hiding, cheating, stealing, unreliable, in and out, player, playing games on this side right here. And then we have the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new, oh, the Fool. I didn't even see that. I was just seeing the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups. It's like love, desire, connection, romance, a new beginning, a new cycle. So there's the end of a chapter and the beginning of a new one in the next 6 months. And the new one feels like much more emotionally open, trusting, trustworthy, taking a chance on something new, walking away from something that didn't work out. And you're really excited or you're really happy in this new beginning, because there's a celebration here. Eventually things come together. Right, let's read from the book. That does seem to make sense, right? Yeah, there could be a court case or an ending, right? And then you're free to pursue your path, opening up a new identity, even playing a different role, right? The mask comes off. Someone has like a poker face. They act like they're not bothered. They're very stoic on the surface, acting like they don't care, acting cool, calm, collected, walking away, initiating something, finding your own path, connecting with a very influential masculine figure. This man could be involved. It's possible. And they're very stable, secure, protective. They're a positive influence. And this relationship is very loving, very supportive. And you're having a great time. You're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing to connect with this person, to recognize and receive something. You might have to be patient. There's a process. You will get to the end of it. You will reach the finish line, and you're going to celebrate together. Moving forward, you're going to celebrate moving on. All right, let's read from the book, The Masquerari, Hiding Your True Self and Projection. We'll see what it says, and maybe it gives us a little more insight into the messages coming through for you today. Here it is. All right, I'm just going to read this page, okay? It says, down a quiet side street, hidden in the twisted back roads of the Citadel, a shop waits for its next curious visitor. Thousands of faces lined the walls, masks in every shape and form and color. At their center, their creator, wizened hands, painting rouge on the cheeks of their next masterpiece. The masquerari has made so many masks that they do not remember who they were when they first opened the shop. Each one is as an expression of their spirit, their creative heart. Each one is made by chipping away little pieces of themselves to sell to the next customer. We all wear different masks to appease the people around us, at work, with friends, in front of family. Each mask is the part of ourself we think is appropriate in the moment. But by being so concerned about others' opinions of you, you can lose sight of your true self. Stop changing to fit public expectations. It's time to work out who you are and what you want your life to be. Who is your genuine self? Let yourself be vulnerable and show others the real you. Okay. Also, there are times for vulnerability and there are times for strength. When used in the right way, masks are powerful. They are a way to guard your privacy and keep you protected. In this moment, work out what mask you need to wear to achieve your purpose. Adopt that persona, adjust your behavior, and do what you have to do. Okay, so on the one hand, we have a message about being vulnerable and opening up and showing people who you really are. Showing certain people the real you. Someone that you have a deep emotional connection with, someone that you have a romantic connection with. This is someone you can trust. You're going to open yourself up to them. This is a part of your journey. Figuring out who you are, who you really want to be, finding your true self again, maybe even reinventing yourself in some kind of way. Or just being honest, being totally honest, totally confident. Speaking up, speaking your mind, speaking your opinion, how you really feel, what you really think, sharing it with a like-minded person who really gets it. They get you. They understand you. You two are in alignment. There's a great connection here. Very supportive, very loving. Okay. But then we were seeing on the other hand, and it kind of makes sense a little bit more now with the Seven of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Maybe not everybody gets to see that side of you. Maybe sometimes it is a good idea to wear the mask, right? Maybe in certain situations, like at work, maybe at court, right? If you're in front of a judge, or like, I don't know, maybe privacy, discretion, being a little evasive, a little political in the way that you answer questions, perhaps. Adopting a certain persona. Doing what you have to do. You do what you have to do to protect yourself, to have boundaries. So pile number 2, I'm getting more of an impression about boundaries. When to be vulnerable and when to be closed off. When to share your feelings and when to be open with certain people. There's someone here that is reliable, actually. The Emperor in this reading today, very reliable. Someone you can trust. I do feel that way here. On the one hand, we have someone here you can trust, that you can open up, that you can share your emotions, your desires, your feelings. You can be sensitive. You can be receptive. You can be in maybe your feminine energy with this person, even if you want to put it that way. There's a sense of understanding, awareness, and conscious acceptance of each other, loving each other, supportive and uplifting. There's a celebration of authenticity on the one hand. And on the other hand, there is this like selective masking. We could say having boundaries when you need it to protect yourself. You're protecting your heart, protecting your emotions, protecting your property, projecting a certain persona when you're in front of some people and letting down your guard a little bit in front of others. I think over the next 6 months on your journey here, this 8 of Cups journey that you're on, you're going to be figuring out who you can really open up to, who you can really trust. And there are going to also be situations where you are going to understand and be very logical and very discerning about just how much you actually share with people. There are some people who are not reliable and not trustworthy, and you're not going to be opened up to them. You're going to make a judgment call. You're going to see things for what they are. There's something here about like being so balanced and so objective and so smart about seeing the bigger picture and so aware about who exactly you're letting in and who exactly you are shutting out. That's a big theme for you, pile number 2. because you're in charge, you're responsible for something, you have a certain amount of power or authority, you may be getting a raise or a promotion, or you're in a new job, a new situation, and there's something here about power and foundation, like you're setting the stage, you're setting the foundation, you're setting the tone for this new phase in your life. You're hitting a personal milestone here eventually. So you're being very mindful about who you let in and who you share this with. Like you have a very small circle of people that you actually share your life with, your good news. Like I don't think you're out on social media. I think you turn your back on most of society in this reading today. And you keep it very, very tight. The circle is very small. You have boundaries. You wear a mask. You keep up your guard. Not a lot of people know who you really are right now, and I feel like that's the way you like it. There's something about privacy here that's really important to you. But then at the same time, we have a message about you opening up to the right people, to people that you know that you can trust, who have proven it to you that they are trustworthy. I think there's someone in your energy that's proven that they are trustworthy, that you can be yourself with this person, your real authentic self, not who you have to be at work, not who you have to be on stage, right? On social media or in front of certain family members or whoever. Because we all wear different masks, right? But you don't have to wear a mask with this person. It feels like there's an authentic, genuine connection, and they don't have to wear a mask with you either. Let's look at number 28, the journey. Can you believe it? I was like, oh, doesn't that look like the Eight of Cups? And there it is. The Eight of Cups came out right there. And now, so let's read number 28, what this had to say. Because this feels really important, right? This feels like a theme for you. This feels like a big deal. Because it came out like that. The signs and synchronicities are saying the message of the path is going to be extra significant in this reading today. So let's read it. It says, life is a journey, and the path is long and winding. Though we may get lost at times, we must keep moving forward. Through adventure, we draw closer to Hecate. A journey isn't just about the destination, and you're encouraged to experience moments along the way. Even when the path is obscured, treacherous, or challenging, know that Hecate is there with you. Venturing into the unknown, the road may not always be easy or clear, but you are heading in the right direction. Okay. So it's not always about the destination, it's about the journey and the friends we make along the way, the connections that we have, the experiences that we share, the love that we give and receive. And while you may be stepping into the unknown, and it might not always be easy, and it might not always be clear, you are headed in the right direction. And I think eventually, if you keep showing up with this energy of being the boss, or, finding your own way, making your own path, taking the steps that you need to take, the path appears for you. If you keep showing up in this energy of understanding and knowing and trusting the process, I feel like it's only a matter of time before you get to that milestone that may not be the ultimate destination, but it shows you that you've made true progress, that you've come a long way, and you have a lot to show for it. There is a celebration. There is a finish line. But I'm reminded of in track and field, in like a foot race, when you're running in track and field like the Olympics, and they've got the finish line and it's the ribbon. You run through, you finish the race. And then there's the celebration and the party afterward. It's not over. It doesn't mean it's the end of your running career. Most of the time, it's just like, okay, I finished that project. I finished that race. Now it's time to move on to the next one. Now it's time to keep going. The day doesn't end there, right? Maybe that particular event is over, but the Olympics are scheduled again for next year. Now you start immediately, you have this very serious athletic mindset of someone. I feel somebody here is very serious about their ambitions or about their power, about their lifestyle or something like this. And it's like, okay, I finished that race. I'm going to celebrate. And then the next day I'm immediately training for the next one. That's how it feels. like an athlete in the prime of their career, or an athlete coming up in their career. Unless you're planning to retire, okay, maybe this, but even after retirement, what comes next? There's always this question of what's next. I keep feeling that in this energy right now. Is like you hit a certain goal, you finish a certain project, you finish a certain race, you hit a milestone, and then it's like, okay, this is wonderful. I'm taking this time now to be happy and celebrate this victory, celebrate this completion of a cycle, of a project, or whatever it is, this chapter. And now, after I'm done celebrating, I'm going to start to think about what comes next. You have a retirement party. Have some cake, some balloons, whatever people do. And then, like, okay, what comes next? It opens up some possibilities. So there's a path opening in front of you. And it may not be always clear or certain what's going to happen, but it is the right path for you. And you're encouraged to keep walking and to be your authentic self, to find yourself, to be yourself, and to protect yourself along the way too, because not everybody out here that you meet is going to be the straightforward, trustworthy type. But there is going to be, I feel, one person in particular that is totally trustworthy, that you can rely on them. So yeah, I see a new path opening up for you, a new lover coming in. You're going to give it a chance. If that's for you, a new phase in a relationship, it's going deeper, it's getting closer. You're going to open up to somebody about your feelings, your desires, emotionally and even physically, romantically, I should say. There's a romantic connection coming in. Okay. So, yeah, we see that. Sharing feelings, back and forth, heart to heart, opening up, trusting, giving it a chance, taking that chance. Yeah, that's what it feels like. It's the end of a cycle in your life, the end of a relationship, and the end of a chapter in your life, and beginning a new one when it comes to love and romance. Like, if it's a pre-existing relationship, then the relationship gets closer. You could move in together. You could have certain conversations. It gets deeper. It gets closer. And, okay. There's a really important decision, maybe in a court case or a legal thing. Some kind of contract coming through. Really important decision. Someone tried to avoid. Someone tried to control the outcome. Something that's like needs to get shut down, or you're staying closed off. It's important to make it a really intelligent decision about who you open up to. Okay. You're not opening up to someone who is... So you could meet more than one person, or you could be dealing with more than one situation, obviously, in the next 6 months. And you're going to know the difference. You're going to use your discernment. You're going to be very logical. I think you're going to be vetting someone. You're not going to be opening up to the wrong person. You're going to have very strong boundaries, very healthy boundaries when it comes to who you open up to and who you choose to shut out. You're going to be shutting someone out who is not trustworthy. They're going to show you and prove it to you by their own actions that they are not trustworthy. But then I see you opening up to someone who is, and being very happy. So that feels like the reading today for you, pile number 2. Give it time. Okay, giving it time. There's someone who might want to rush into something with you, pushing it too fast, too far, too fast. That is not going to be good for you. I would say there's someone else who operates a little bit slower, giving it a little bit more time. That would be a good indicator of who's trustworthy and who's just playing games. Because I do see a player energy coming in. If there's like more than one person who's interested in you, you're going to have different experiences along the way. And depending on what kind of experience that you feel like you'd rather have. There's one person that, or one situation here that feels like it's not being honest. It's not being straightforward. It's not healthy for you. And you're going to see that for what it is. And you're going to keep your distance. You're going to keep your guard up. You're going to guard yourself against someone playing games, someone playing mind games, someone trying to, like, there might be a court case. I keep saying this, but it's like they're lying. They're perjury. Or they're trying to avoid going to court, or they're like trying to play games when it comes to that. It's not going to work. There's justice coming in. There's a judgment that's going to go in your favor. That may be a big part of your journey here. And this is what you're coming away from. You come away from that with stability, a sense of stability, a sense of financial stability. It might not be a lot, but it'll be enough to start your new journey, your new path. You're going to walk away with something. It'll be stable enough, but you're going to have a pretty limited budget, or there's like restrictions there. There's restrictions. And I also feel like you're freeing yourself from certain restrictions, freeing yourself even maybe from negative expectations, freeing yourself from trust issues. Like, you're not going to have to deal with it. This could all be a part of the ending and the new beginning that's coming in. You close that chapter out. You come away from that. You get free from those restrictions. There's a sense of rising above it, or overcoming adversity, overcoming that very frustrating situation. I feel like in that frustrating situation, you're going to want to stay cool, calm, collected, and balanced. You're going to want to put on the mask. Wear the mask when it comes to the person that is lying, cheating, stealing. Don't let them trigger you, because they might try to. That would be when you want to wear the mask. If you're going in front of the judge at court, right? The judge and the jury in the courtroom, it is not a therapy session. It is I don't know, like, it's like you don't want to show too much. You don't want to show your hand. You want to have a poker face. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting from the reading today. There's someone here that it is totally appropriate for you to just be cool, keep it balanced, keep it centered, don't react, be professional, rise above it, be aware that this person is shady, hiding, keeping things from you, or you need to hide and keep things from this person. And then on the other hand, we have you opening up to some beautiful emotional connection that feels like it'll be very supportive for you, and it'll be much better for you. Somebody you might even be moving in together eventually, making something happen together, building and creating something together, creating something new to celebrate. Setting the tone, setting the foundation for a really beautiful emotional connection that goes deeper over time. But it takes some time with the Temperance being here. It's like patience and moderation. You don't want to go too far, too fast. Because you're creating something beautiful and it takes time. Good things take some time. It's a process. Okay. You'll get through the process. You'll get to the finish line, and then you'll keep going, because the journey never ends until you do. And that's not going to be for quite some time. So that's what I've got for you, pile number 2. Life is a journey. Enjoy the experience and navigate wisely. Okay, so that's what I've got for you, pile number 2. I hope that was helpful and of service. Let me know what you think. If the reading resonated with you and you're still with me, why don't you go ahead and leave a mask emoji? You know, the mask emoji, one of them's laughing, the other one's smiling. No, crying. One of them's laughing, the other one's crying. That drama mask emoji. Why don't you leave a mask emoji in the comments below to let me know that you watched it and it resonated and it was helpful and all of those good things. Otherwise, you could email me for a private reading if you want one. And I'll see you in the next one, okay? Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to move on now to pile number 3. Pile number 3. Pile number 3. If you were drawn to this pile, this is your reading, and these are your messages. We're going to look at your oracles. First, we have from the Liminal Space Oracle deck, X marks the spot. Ooh, this is like buried treasure. You're finding something. X marks the spot. Okay. And then from the Systems Oracle, we have balance. Number 29, balance. I'll be reading from the guidebooks toward the end of the message. We're going to start with your tarot first. X marks the spot, and the concept of balance might be important, but we're going to see how it relates to the tarot first. Messages for pile number 3. Ace of Swords. Okay. Mental clarity. Making good decisions. This is the truth. This is the truth. Seeing it for what it is. Also, a really good new idea could be coming in. Let's go a little deeper. Let's see what this is about. Ace of Swords. A new understanding of the truth. Clarity. Mental clarity. Making good decisions. The Chariot. A new direction forward. Okay, so you're preparing to... So you're making a decision. You're preparing to move forward. This is like a new chapter, a new adventure opening up for you. A new beginning. You could be moving to a new location. There could be some decision making that you've got to do in the meantime. 5 of Swords. Okay. So there's a bit of a conflict about this. Someone feels a certain kind of way, but let's... The 8 of Swords. Ooh, interference. Okay, so there's been some fighting and interference here, and there's been a lack of clarity. All right, at the bottom of the deck, we have the 2 of Swords, and on the split, we have the 2 of Cups. So this could be to do with a relationship and decisions that need to be made. And someone is all in their head about this. When I think there's something from the heart. Okay, there's... Okay. Let's look at this for a second. It seems like there has been a lack of clarity, perhaps in a relationship, in the way someone maybe feels about you. There seems to be a conflict here, and there seems to be a peacemaking. Getting the information that you need so that you can make the right decision for yourself to move forward on your journey, on your path, to make positive changes in your life without the fear of defeat, without being afraid of embarrassing yourself or making a mistake. This fear of making a mistake, this conflict, maybe this internalized way of thinking, this internalized conflict seems to be making it really hard to see the way forward. There's a lot of swords here. Someone is all in their head. All up in their head when it comes to a really important relationship. I'm going to use a second deck to get a little bit more information about this. I see clarity coming in to a very, very unclear situation where you need to make a decision about what you're going to do moving forward when it comes to this relationship. And it seems like there's some overthinking, overanalyzing. It seems like there may be some self-sabotaging beliefs and behaviors. There could be some jealousy. There's even a sort of angry element to this. But it doesn't really feel outwardly aggressive to me right now. It feels like the way someone is thinking about this is not clear. And it will be made very clear sometime soon. So this reading today, the time span is for the next 6 months. from the spring equinox to the autumn equinox. So over the next 6 months, this becomes more clear. Yeah, the 10 of Wands. This burden that someone is carrying around is like they can't say or do what they want to say or do. Again, it's to do with this 2 of Cups, Ace of Cups. It's a relationship. It may be a new relationship. I feel like there's some emotional clarity coming in. It's mental clarity, but it's also emotional clarity when it comes to this relationship, this connection that you're in. Maybe you just don't know how this person really feels, and it bothers you very deeply because you might have strong feelings for them, but for some reason you get the idea that they don't care about you, or well, let's get a little bit more. Someone is obviously struggling with the way that they're thinking about this. Feeling like something's been ruined. Oh my goodness. I feel like you're not going to be struggling with this for much longer. So let me see though. Let me see. Because there's a change for the better coming in. There's clarity coming in so that you can move forward together with someone. Letting something go and seeing it differently. Putting it down with the Hanged Man. I think you're going to get a different perspective. I think right now you feel stuck or trapped. Look at that. The clarity of the Ace of Swords at the bottom. King of Cups. 4 of Wands. Yeah, okay. Much more emotional balance coming in. There's someone here who really does care about you very much. Yeah, you have a really strong emotional connection with someone that you love. And they love you too. And I think over the next 6 months, this relationship is going to be improving. I think they're going to make it very clear to you that they love you, that they're loyal to you, devoted to you. This could be someone with Cancer placements in their chart, water sign energy coming through really strong with that King of Cups. I think that they will make more of an effort to pursue a relationship with you. That's what it feels like. And you're going to be seeing this relationship differently over the next 6 months. There's an offer coming in. There's even a gift that they may be giving you. It's almost like saying, keep an open mind about this. Yeah, it could be an earth sign for sure. Let's get one more card. I feel it. One more card. You're going to be putting this burden down, but like you're stuck right now, though. This is the energy of someone who is stuck and feels like they can't get out. Yeah, there's a real blockage here. We see that. Maybe stuck in a living situation, stuck in a job, like trapped in something here that feels really oppressive. Yeah, trying to find a solution to this problem. More earth sign energy. Leo is also here. Feeling like missing out. Missing out on an opportunity. Things are not going fast enough. Things are just like so slow. It's like, okay, well, what is your heart saying to you? Yeah, having patience with the Temperance. Maybe things are going really very slow. What is your intuition saying? I feel like perhaps taking a step back, releasing control, letting go of control with the Hanged Man there, not even doing anything right now. And then we have the High Priestess. I think there's a need for some introspection here because things are going to change in an unexpected way with this relationship. We see victory and success. We see support, love. We see commitment. Like you're manifesting a really healthy connection here, but there's something that needs to be let go, that you need to see it differently, that you're going to be getting a different perspective on all of this. Yeah, there's that King of Cups again. There's the 5 of Wands, the blockage, the fight. Ooh. Oh, okay. Is there... Okay, we have fire sign energy coming through. I feel like not doing anything is actually better for you right now. Not trying to force it, not trying to control it, not trying to change it, but just going within and finding peace within yourself. Perhaps releasing this, letting it go, releasing control, releasing the need to feel like you're in control of something that honestly you're really not. You're not in control. We can't really control how other people behave, how they feel, how they perceive us. And so instead of trying to curate someone else's perceptions of us. I think in this reading, it's more like it's really way more important for someone here to find peace and clarity within themselves, to find that place where you can let go of control, let go of the burden that is weighing so heavily on you because it is interfering with your ability to connect and to be open and to love and to share and give and receive in this relationship. There's something in your heart. That's what the X marks the spot talks about. You know what? Let's look at your oracles, because I feel like they can give us some more insight into what we're seeing here. Because I do see you getting the truth. I do see you getting the clarity that you need to make decisions about your life and your journey and your way forward. I see you in this moment of pause, this sacred silence, this sacred inaction, this delay, this setback. This is actually preparing you to move forward toward a much better place. It might not feel like it in the moment, but that's the message of the reading today, is all of this blockage and all of this delay and all of this setback and all of this feeling stuck. Surrender to this. Surrender to the moment. There's literally nothing you can do. And anything that you try to do is just going to make it worse. So don't. Don't do anything. Let it go. Release control. You are not in control. Things are going to change in a very unexpected way. I see you can look forward to an unexpected turn of events that changes things for the better and brings in a sense of comfort, support, and stability and love in a connection. There's growth here, getting closer into the future, but not right now. Right now, it's important for you to release it for some reason. Let's look at X marks the spot, though. Let's look at X marks the spot and see what that has to say. I'm pretty sure it's about finding the treasure map to your heart here. Yeah, exactly. For those following their treasure map to their heart, X can only mean one thing. Were you here on a mission? Maybe you can't remember, but you are here finally. Here you are finally. X marks the spot. You finally found love. What's in your heart? The treasure map to your heart. X can only mean one thing. The treasure in your heart is love. And the Two of Cups came out underneath. That is the card of love, connection, having a really important partner in your life. And maybe that's something that you're looking for and you're having trouble finding it, because that's what this reading feels like. I feel like this reading is for somebody who wants love and maybe a specific person, but it's not going well. It's not going the way that you want it to. And there's all sorts of reasons for that. There's a lot of anxiety. There's paranoia. There could be jealousy. You're questioning things. You question your own self-worth. You're showing up to this connection with a very hectic internal energy, and it's not peaceful. And the way that you're approaching this is actually pushing it further away from you. That's how it feels in this reading today. It might not resonate with everybody, but I'm picking up on this right now. Right? So if you chose this and there's something in it for you, this is what's coming through. The way that you are looking for love is not wrong. It's just not working for you. And so there's a new perspective and a new way of thinking and a different approach that will get you what you really want. You're going to find the love that you desire. This is the treasure map of your heart. X marks the spot. You found it. You found the buried treasure, the love that you desire, that you deserve, the connection that you desire and you deserve. You will find. X marks the spot. You're going to find it. But not like this. Not like this, with the self-sabotaging beliefs and behaviors, with trying to force or control certain things, and bringing that kind of emotional agitation into a connection with someone who really does sincerely wish to connect with you. I see that. We saw that King of Cups here with the 10 of Cups. This is someone who loves you, who cares about you, who's very supportive, very loving. You're going to be very satisfied with this relationship. You're going to feel like this is exactly where you belong. But things are going to change in a way that you don't see coming, in a very positive way that you don't expect, against all odds. It's going to feel like it was against all odds. Somehow the universe brought us together. It was almost impossible. Can't believe this even worked out this way, but it did. But there's something here that is guiding you to go within yourself, to spend some time alone in solitude and silence, to find peace, to make peace within. Learn how to make peace within yourself so that when you do connect with this person, you bring that peaceful energy into the relationship, into their life. And this is going to be the glue. This is going to be the quality of energy that's going to actually bring the two of you together and stick together. Let's look at balance, because this is starting to make more sense. There's a need for some internal balance here, because someone is not balanced. There's a struggle. There's a fight. And it's interfering, and it's making things harder than it has to be. Trying to force a connection is never going to work. Trying to give love and receive love and being more relaxed. I think there's a need to kind of relax a little bit here, to ground and center yourself. To sort of almost like ignoring outside influences even, like shutting certain people out, shutting out the noise. And just taking a step back to kind of reevaluate the approach. Because there could be a better approach for you. You could approach this with a different feeling, a different energy, a different idea, a different mindset. And actually, you'd get what you want. What does it matter? So long as you get what you want, right? It doesn't matter how you get what you want. It's just you want to get what you want. So are you open to changing your tactics? I heard something on the radio the other day, and it was in relation to the war in the Middle East right now. But it almost feels like it's relevant to this, because somebody feels like they're at war within themselves, and it does feel like it's an internal thing. It could be external too. It probably manifests as external, but anyway. What was it? It was tactics without strategy is just, basically it's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. Having tactics, meaning the action that you take, without strategy, which is the idea of the goal and the focus on your intentions, is a waste of time. It's a waste of money, because you can have all the tactics you want, but if it's not a part of a larger strategy of your intentions being very clear, then you're going to waste a lot of time, effort, and money. You're going to be going around in circles. You're not going to get the outcome. So it's like you have certain tactics, right? Ways of behaving. A tactic is like an action that you take. It's a way that you behave, basically. So you're doing certain things, but it's not getting you the result that you want, because it's not lining up. The tactics and the strategy are not lining up. They're not in alignment. So there's a need for some balance, to bring some things back into alignment. And it's asking you over the next 6 months to just like let go of trying to force, control, or push something. Free yourself, liberate yourself from the pressure that you are putting on yourself. Let go of some kind of a fight that's not worth it. Fighting with something here. The resistance, the pressure, the friction, it just causes more friction. Right? So there's something about letting it go to move forward towards getting what you really want, to finding. Okay, let's look at balance though, because this could give us a little more insight into what we're seeing here today. Pile number 3. Okay, this is great. This looks good. Okay, it says tranquil. So it's about tranquility. It's about equilibrium. It's about taking the middle path, and look at that. It says inner peace. So you need that 2 of Swords, High Priestess, 6 of Swords. It's all about your inner peace, going to a better place, having a better understanding within yourself, going to a better place inside, within yourself, in your own mind, inner peace, making peace within. Okay, the Balance card represents the harmony and equilibrium arising when opposing forces are aligned. It invites you to find the middle path between extremes and cultivate inner peace and stability. Balance is not a static state, but a dynamic, constant adjustment and adaptation process. It requires mindfulness, self-awareness, and the willingness to detach from expectations. Navigate the path of balance with flexibility and grace. You may be struggling with an imbalance, chaos, lack of harmony, instability, and disconnection from equilibrium. Okay, this is so perfect from what we were saying, right? Here's your spiritual journey. Here's your emotional journey to clarity. Here is you actually bringing yourself in alignment with the kind of love, the kind of relationship, the kind of emotional and spiritual and mental harmony and equilibrium that you really want. The peace and the love that you truly desire. I see that you come to some kind of middle path here, coming into some kind of clarity. It's all about making adjustments and adapting, adjusting your outlook, adjusting your mindset, adjusting the way that you think about this, adjusting your attitude. To be frank, somebody needs an attitude adjustment. Maybe it's me, right? But how do I know? It requires mindfulness, self-awareness, and the willingness to detach from expectations. That's the Hanged Man. Detach from expectations, let go of control, not trying to force it, just being at peace here and now, loving yourself, giving yourself the space and to breathe, and giving that to others as well. You might be struggling with things that have happened to you in your life that have brought you to this place where it is hard to relax, it's hard to release, it's hard to trust. And I feel like over the next 6 months, really being mindful, self-aware, and addressing those things is going to bring you to that inner peace that you really need, that stability that you really need emotionally and mentally, that is going to really facilitate and encourage the right kind of partnership and the right kind of relationship that you truly deserve. Because it starts from within. The High Priestess is saying this too here. She's right there. Everything starts from within. You got to go within. There's an inner journey to peace in your life. And I feel like you're going to have victory and success. Like you are going to have more self-confidence. You're going to feel a lot more secure within yourself. You're going to show up with a much more secure energy where you have high self-esteem, where you are honest and centered and grounded within yourself. You are going to find that self-confidence to show up in a much more secure energy that is actually way more attractive. So much more attractive than the chaotic, second-guessing, self-doubt that leads to insecurity and clinging and jealousy and fighting and just chaos. It really is. So if you're chaotic inside of yourself, your relationships are going to reflect that. But if you can do that inner work of finding peace within, your relationships will also reflect that. And so I see you going into the direction of a relationship that is actually a lot more peaceful and balanced. Somebody does not want to fight with you. Somebody does not want to deal with the conflict, the chaos, the crazy. You might be very, very attractive on the surface. You might be a very physically fit, conventionally attractive, whatever whatever your looks are, this person is very attracted to you physically. Okay. Depends on your taste, right? Whatever it is. I see the Queen of Wands, very physically attractive person, and I see that there is a King of Cups here who is drawn to you. They want to be with you, but there's too much drama. There's too much fighting. Maybe vice versa. You're connecting with someone who's very attractive, but there's too much drama and too much fighting. And I don't know. The reading today, pile number 3, let it go. Detach from your outcome here. Detach from certain expectations. Let it go. You will find love. You'll feel that you will find the kind of love that you desire and that you deserve when you've let go of these expectations. And I don't think it's necessarily saying that you shouldn't have expectations. No, I wouldn't say that. My cards wouldn't say that you shouldn't expect certain things in relationships. There are reasonable expectations in a relationship. So this can go one of two ways. Either the expectations are reasonable, but they are unrealistic for the specific person that you are expecting them from, because that person might not have it to give. You might have the reasonable expectation of a certain kind of love language, but if that person does not have that energy for you, then it's not realistic to expect that person to give it to you, right? You might have a reasonable expectation of being compensated for your work, as hypothetically, like we could say another analogy is at work. You have the totally reasonable expectation of being paid because you did the work and you expect to get paid, and that's how it works, right? You have a contract. You are promised something. You have a reasonable expectation because it was promised to you. It was written in the contract that this is what it was supposed to be. But that expectation might be unrealistic if the person you're working for is a chronic liar who's lying to you and doesn't actually intend to ever follow up and follow through with the promises that they make. And you might end up finding out the hard way that this person, it is unrealistic to expect this person to change or to be what they said they were trying to be or whatever, right? So that's the analogy. That's the metaphor. That's the analogy. You might have, on the other hand, completely unreasonable expectations on a specific relationship. Is it realistic to expect someone to live up to something that's totally unrealistic or unreasonable? No. So either way, so you want to find a situation. What you want is a situation that where your reasonable expectations have a realistic, you have a realistic expectation of getting, see what I'm trying to say? What am I trying to say? I'm trying to make this clear. Now I'm confusing myself. It's so easy to get confused when we over-intellectualize something like this. But I think it becomes a lot more simplified and a lot more clear. You're going to get answers that you need to make certain decisions to move forward and let something go in your life that's chaotic and causing you way more stress than it's worth. It's not worth it to try to force a certain outcome because the expectations may be either unrealistic or unreasonable, or even if they are totally reasonable. Yeah, that's the point. Because even if your expectations might be totally reasonable, it might just be unrealistic to expect it from this specific person. And so what you want is to find the person that you can realistically expect this from. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. You want to make sure that your expectations are in alignment with reality. That you have reason to realistically expect that someone is going to be able to show up for you in a relationship in the way that you deserve and the way that you desire. Okay. Whew. I think part of that today though, it seems like the takeaway is, first of all, find peace within yourself, peace and love inside of yourself, in your own heart. Bring yourself into emotional balance and equilibrium. Do not outsource your emotional stability to anybody else, or you will probably deal with a lot of chaos, because nobody is responsible for your security, emotionally speaking. Your emotional security is your responsibility. I love that for you, because that's what I see you doing here. I see you becoming a much more secure, authentic version of yourself over the next 6 months. Stepping into Empress energy. You're not going to be in your Eight of Swords anymore. You're not going to be stuck in limbo. You're not going to be questioning, insecure, running around chasing somebody down, or like fighting with someone, forcing them to give you attention or something like this. Whatever it might be, this chaos. You're not going to be in the chaos. You're not going to be stuck in this. You're going to get clarity. You're going to see the way forward. You're going to let something go. And you're going to step into feeling a lot more secure, a lot more comfortable, a lot more confident, higher self-esteem. When you go within, listen to that intuition, follow it. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore the red flags. Let something go. Release it. Release the need to control. Release the fight. Step away from the fight. Don't even respond to that. Your self-esteem is going to be so much higher. You're going to feel like you have so much more dignity, self-respect. This is chaotic, and you need balance in your life. And it starts from within. I almost feel like, yeah, when you outsource your own emotional security, you're giving up a lot of your power. And it comes from a place of feeling deeply insecure. It feels like you don't have confidence. You don't trust yourself enough to be alone with yourself. And in this reading today, you are finding a solution to that disconnect. You're finding a better connection to your own heart, really. You're going to make a lot of progress over the next 6 months. And it might not be perfect, but I think that you're going to make a lot of progress. Practice makes progress, not perfection. It's not about being perfect. It's about getting better. You're going to get better at this. Being detached, letting go of the outcome of expectations. It's like, I'm getting this idea of like texting someone. You want to text with somebody? You send them a text message, they don't get right back to you, and you're panicking. You're stressed out about it because you're outsourcing your own emotional security to someone else. Your sense of balance and stability within is now depending on whether or not someone else gets back to you in time, texting you. Now you start to feel abandoned. You start to feel triggered and neglected. And you have some kind of deep wound where you are not at peace within. And so there's something that is calling to you that does need attention, but it doesn't need attention from this other person. It needs attention from you to build up your own sense of security within yourself so that it does not matter what other people are doing or not doing. Either way, you are secure, you're okay, you're confident, you have self-esteem, right? You're warm, you're good, you're happy, you're okay. It doesn't matter what someone else is doing, whether they get back to you right away, whether or not they even love you at all, which I feel like they do. I feel like you do have an important connection with someone here. I do. But it doesn't matter if you don't love yourself. It doesn't matter if you are so bent out of shape within. You're going to end up sabotaging the relationship. And I feel like there's behaviors here, mindset here, that's causing chaos. And you might not even know it. Like maybe you're unaware of it. And there's a need for more self-awareness here, where you can take your power back, where your day is not going to be determined by what someone else is doing. Your good mood is not going to be codependent on what someone else is doing or not doing. That your expectations are actually much more likely to be met when you release control of a certain outcome, a specific outcome. Maybe it's just not going to be this specific person. Maybe it'll be someone else. Maybe it'll be you giving it to yourself. Anyway, that's how this reading feels today. Kind of heavy. kind of heavy, but I see you finding a way to let it go. I see you finding confidence and liberating yourself from this struggle. The struggle to fight for something, to force something, to make it happen. And instead, you're going to let it go for your own peace of mind. Maybe even shutting it out and ended up blocking this person. Whatever you do, you're making a decision for your own peace of mind. You're going to listen to your intuition, and you're going to guard your own emotional independence, your own beautiful energy. You're going to love yourself. You're going to take good care of yourself. You're finding more self-esteem, self-confidence, and more security over the next 6 months. I think that you've had enough. This is a pivotal moment for you. You're done with the stress and the emotional roller coaster. You're done with the chaos. You're putting it down. You're going to find a different way. You're going to let it go. And you're going to find a different way of seeing things, a different perspective. And that new way of looking at things, that new perspective is going to be so much more peaceful, so much more tranquil. It's going to bring you into equilibrium and harmony. It's so much healthier for yourself. It's the, yeah, you're going through a major transformation. It's the end. It's the death. Death card is here. Death and rebirth. You are being reborn. I see it now with the Empress. Ooh, the Nine of Pentacles. You are being reborn with this decision that you are making to let this chaos go. You are being reborn into the most authentic, secure, healthiest version of yourself that has ever existed. You're going to be a lot more relaxed, a lot more peaceful, and a lot more exclusive with your time, your attention, and your energy. You might even decide just to be single. Now you don't have to worry about it anymore. Now you're going to be just fine. I see that. I see even money coming in. Your money gets better. Your health improves. Your looks are getting better. You're healthier, you're glowing, you're prosperous, you're at peace. Yeah, it's over. You may even decide to break up with somebody. Or you're just gonna go do your own thing in your own way. I think you're gonna enjoy yourself a lot more, enjoying the time you spend by yourself a lot more. Having your own hobbies, your own interests. Growing a garden, spending time outdoors, touching grass. I don't know, maybe just exploring your own interests and hobbies. Making a decision that's going to change things forever. Something's going to end. I think you're ready for this to end. I think you're ready for it to end. You're ready to let it go and invite more peace into your life. I think you're going to get the truth. You're going to get the clarity. You're going to see this differently. You're going to let it go. You're going to make a decision. This is over. It's done and over with. This chapter of your life is over. You're not going to be suffering and struggling with this craziness, this chaos anymore. You're bringing into your life a new beginning. You're being reborn. Like I said, healthier, happier, and more secure than ever before. Okay, that's what I've got for you today, pile number 3. Very intense energy, but I hope this was helpful and of service to you. Let me know. Okay, leave, if you're still with me to the end of the reading, leave an X. Maybe like a red X emoji. Isn't there like an X emoji, a red X emoji? Or just an uppercase X? Leave an X. Either way, leave an X in the comment section below to let me know that you watched it, it resonated with you, it was helpful, that you love it. And I just want to say, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you. If you'd like a private reading, you can email me for that. Otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your day. You enjoy your spring equinox. And I will see you in the next one, okay? Bye-bye.